Hello everyone, I'm Demetria or Mrs. D with Read and Rhythm Creative Academy, and I just wanted to share a little bit about what our first time lessons are for the young beginner on piano. So if you're just trying to figure out if your student is ready for piano lessons, I do have a video about that. But also, if you want to know what happens during a first lesson with a student, here are a couple of things that we do. So first off, I'm just going to show you one of the books that we do use here in our academy, and it is the Music for Little Mozart. And so we'll use the lesson book, but we'll also use the music workbook. And this is a lot of fun. So we have crayons and things that they can use to write and color in this book. So it's not just sitting at the piano, which we will do, but it is also a little bit of reading and a little bit of work in a workbook. We also have some hands-on activities, especially for the young beginners. So if they're not super young and your kids are old enough to read, then we may not do all of these things because this is sort of geared toward younger children. But for the young, meaning 4 through 6, we might do something like Dogs and Gates, which is to show them the 3 black keys and the 2 black keys across the keyboard so that they start to distinguish the difference between using their 3 fingers or their 2 fingers together. And we do use finger numbers to learn which fingers are which, so that when we play very easy songs by finger number, it's a quick introduction into playing music as opposed to making them learn notes right away. And we may also do some other games like, is this soft or loud, loud or soft, right? And they hold up the paddle to tell me if I'm playing something loudly or softly. So we talk about dynamics, and we may also do something like high or low. What sound am I playing? Is it a high note or a low note? So these are some things that we do to get started with just kind of music acclimation, getting used to music theory on a very beginner level. And then if they're a little bit older, we may even begin with some music flashcards just to see how much they do understand about music. You know, do they understand dynamics? And if not, we're going to cover a little bit of that probably in our first lesson. So for older beginners, ages 7 or 8 until about 12 or so, we may start them off in either Faber Piano Adventures books or Alfreds. So I like to kind of distinguish, you know, where they are and then what they're able to do. And then Faber is one of our favorites. And so we'll start them off in these types of books and get them started to playing the piano. And so I try to make things fun in my studio because I do not want kids to feel like it's pressure and that they have to perform. Now, if they want to perform and they want to do something fun like that, we can always talk about creating a recital together. But otherwise, this is not what my focus is. My focus is on making learning piano fun and encouraging, and then scaffolding them so that they do make progress from week to week. What I want your child to leave our lessons feeling is, wow, I played a new song today and I'm so happy that I learned a new song, instead of saying, oh, that was overwhelming. I don't ever want your child to feel overwhelmed and pressured by piano lessons with me. So just a brief overview of what we're doing is we start off with a little bit of music theory, a little bit of the workbook, and then we get into the introduction on the piano, and then we'll head over to another part of the room in our studio where we also learn rhythm, and we might have what I call a rhythm lab where we spend just a little bit of time on that, and then we may even introduce a bit of music appreciation or music history into our short time together. It's not all piano, it's mostly piano, but I do like to factor in some other bits of music appreciation just to liven up our lessons and not have students be so overwhelmed and focused only on sitting glued to the piano for the duration of our lessons. So I try to make it fun, and we also love around here, we love our stickers. And so I keep a lot of music stickers lying around just for my piano students. All right, so that is what you can expect from a beginner piano lesson, 30-minute lesson with me. In a nutshell, a brief overview of what we do, and maybe in another video, I can sort of flesh that out for you and give you more detailed bird's eye view on those lessons. But for now, this is an overview. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video by giving me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment because I would love to know if you have any questions or recommendations for another topic on this channel, and I'd love to do a video to address any questions you might have. All right, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.